Okay. Hi, gang.
Hello.
We're getting lots of bings. Sorry if it's loud.
It's okay.
My name is Joey. This is Madeline.
Hello.
Hi. We're basically like a bottle of wine down. And
Joey's already won lots of my money at poker.
Yeah, that was it. That was poor performance
And then he was like,
on the poker.
let's go on Discord.
And everyone's been sort of shouting about this Discord server, and we thought we'd go on. And so, huge thank you to Sonny and Jackie and everyone who's helped us out organising this in about 30 seconds. We're sorry for just turning up drunkenly, but would you have it any other way?
Absolutely not. Absolutely no.
I'm gonna click on the Ask Me Anything bit because that's where all the questions are.
Yes.
Right.
And you can just kind of pick which ones catch your.
We're gonna scroll. We're gonna scroll randomly because that way. The first one we came across was, "Can I get any poker tips?" Madeline, do you want to field that? Madeline is a superlative poker player. The problem is that she's playing
at poker against everyone except Joey. Because Joey can literally look at my face and know what cards I have.
It's a magic trick.
So just if you're playing poker against Joey, then you need to be a much better actor than I am, essentially.
Which is almost impossible. She is a superlative actor. And I don't have any poker tips because I mostly just make it up as I go along. Right. Hey, do you have any plans to make more music videos? And if so, for what songs? So right now, we're trapped in an apartment. So that's not a no. I'm just essentially because we're like an independent band and because we don't have access to an awful lot of what goes on in the world and all the mad money that can come from higher up labels and things like that. All the money that goes into a music video comes from us. So we've made bits and bobs like live sessions and music videos, but it's always we've been paying people in croissants and wine, and we haven't. And it's a bit of a toughie to create something of high quality when literally like the King music video we did for a joke, sort of on a lonely weekend, and it mostly involved everyone being very damp in a wood somewhere, or like my dad flew the drone that we used and he crashed it into a cliff. So we don't have a good track record on music videos, but hopefully we'll find some time to do something. Essentially, I find it because it's just us doing it. We try and focus on one project at a time, and I guess that's the question right now is like, oh, what's the next thing, And I think the next thing for us, we're currently working on music and things like that, and hopefully something that will become the next album, so we'll try and do that. We'll try and just write some music and be musicians.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to scroll? Do you want to do a scroll? Scroll. Wait, this is like a roulette for us. Hello, Joey and Madeline. So glad to see you both. Seem to be doing all right. Seems, Madeline. We know not seems. Are you really looking for potential logo submissions for fans?
Yeah.
And if so, how should they be organized, submitted so as not to overwhelm you? Also, do you have a favorite song or two to perform? We've received like a shit ton of logos.
Yeah, and they're amazing.
And they're so good. To the point where like I'm now, we're trying to actually take all of your ideas and like factor them into one thing.
Sort of
combine them into a thing that we hope you will like, but that's taking a little bit of time. So but it is coming. So keep them coming, and then hopefully there will be little Easter eggs of the things that you have sent. We wanted to create something that showed the Dear Heart family, and all of your work rather than just one of yours. So hopefully there will be some.
I really love how many similarities there are in a lot of the submissions coming through as well. Like there definitely seems to be a kind of hive mind operating, and it seems like you all seem to be dreaming these very similar dreams as far as the logo goes.
Yeah,
and that's really cool. So it's kind of
And do you have a favorite song?
I have a favorite song to perform. Oh my goodness. I've always enjoyed the point in the set where we do New York Torch song.
Yeah, you love that one. Basically live that gets than it does on the album. We both really proper go for that one.
Yeah, we really go for that one.
Yeah.
You don't often get to like sing "fuck you" with like all of your range at Joey.
A shame.
And it often gets a bit more fancy on stage as well. So yeah, that's probably what I do.
My favourite song is usually Little Miss Wiseau, because basically whenever we're playing live, the rest of the band like sits down, and Madeline has previously like sort of wandered into the audience and like sat down with them in this little circle and just told the story, and we're big fans of just sitting on the ground and telling sad stories. So it's a really lovely moment. Our electric guitarist used to take that opportunity to go out and have a cigarette. It's a long song, and he'd be like, "Well, I'm not needed, so I'll be back in a bit." And he would just wander off and have a cigarette and come back bang on time. So I always used to love that. It was a lovely moment of calm in what usually live has been quite a sort of loud and theatrical performance. And live, I find performing live really, really difficult. I find crowds very difficult, and so but we're working on it, and hopefully we'll find some time to do some more. Right, should we scroll? New question. Is this how things work? I mean, like,
yes, no, you're fine.
This is how it works.
We want to give you all the time to talk. Do your thing, no limit.
Aww.
Yeah, whenever you want to stop or start again, that's fine.
Wouldn't it be awful if we both were like, cheers, thanks?
All right, 2 questions. That's the quota. I'm out of here.
2 questions. Yeah, that's it.
We have socialized for 10 minutes.
All right, that'll be another $50 for
This is the most amount I've socialized in about 3 weeks, so this is ideal.
Oh my, join the club.
So from 3 birds wearing a trench coat, there's lots of people wearing trench coats and various different animals in them on this server, which I thoroughly enjoy.
I really appreciate it.
It's very D&D. I'd be thrilled if you were willing to share anything about your songwriting process. Is there something that usually comes first for you, like a line or a melody or a character, an image, a mood, a story? And how does the back and forth of you creating together work? We won't go too much into this because like we've got to keep some there.
Some of the secrets.
Exactly. But a lot of I think every song sort of works a little bit differently.
Yeah, very.
And some of the songs were written quicker than others. Unwanted Animal was written in about half a minute. And because you just know, sometimes that story's just there, and you realise that you've been wanting to tell it for like a million years, and so a lot of it sort of depends on the song, but in general, it's I like to work alone, and Madeline finds that. Madeline gets annoyed at that, and so usually it's a series of like Madeline will send me stuff, and I'll send her stuff, and then we'll meet up and sort of discuss it and work it through. I guess I think that's probably the.
Yeah, I think that's a fair summary.
Yeah. So sorry for being so boring and lame about it, but we don't want to.
Mysterious.
Not keep your secrets.
I'm a big fan of the moment in between sleeping and waking.
Oh yes.
Where you suddenly it's like different bits of your brain are talking to each other, and you suddenly will hear a melody or some different words just connecting up that you wouldn't have expected in your kind of waking life. So I really like capturing them as soon as possible.
And that's why I like working alone. The next question.
And then sort of scribbling as much as possible. But yeah.
Have you ever climbed a tree, Madeline, from Hot Girls with Swords?
From Hot Girls with Swords? Yeah, I have climbed trees. I'm not going to say I'm great at climbing trees, but I definitely, I really like, I love climbing trees. Really?
There was an apple tree down the road from where there's an apple tree in my garden in Newcastle, and I used to climb that all the time. Yeah. But mostly I played outside my house in Newcastle there was a graveyard, and I used to play in the graveyard. That was where I played. And it hasn't affected me at all in the slightest.
In Manchester, we never had a garden, but my grandparents had one in Birmingham. And they had a big tree outside their front door that you climbed a lot, which was great.
Right. I'm trying to get through as many questions as possible. We'll try and keep our answers shorter, we promise.
Take your time. I'm sure there's nowhere else someone wants to be right now.
Right, absolutely. Right?
We talk about trees.
We're all quarantined.
It's fine.
Hi, would you consider doing covers, like, just for fun? We did this once, eh? We did it. We played a wedding. A friend of mine a friend of ours who was like, "Could you do some covers?" And it was so we rehearsed. We rehearsed and I promise you, for months, getting all these covers, and they were all really interesting, and sort of us doing covers, like devilizing the songs.
Arguably more than we do for some of them. We really cared about this wedding.
Yeah, we really cared. And then we turned up, and then we played in front of one person, and that person was a 5-year-old girl, and she had the best time, and that's all that matters. Everyone else went off. So never again. We're like, we'll play little covers to ourselves and stuff, but probably. Well, it's no fun for us really. I'm sort of against them. Madeline really wants to do them, but I'm against them.
Oh no!
Oh, I've made her sad now. Next, right? I'm scrolling. So pruning shears. Can you tell us that joke about two men in a tent, please? Oh, it's like a Sherlock and Watson joke. Oh, it's a terrible joke. That's the point.
Oh, please tell the joke.
I'm not going to do that. Google it. It's oh God, I was not expecting to be asked that. I don't know if I can remember it. Basically, it's about two guys in a tent, and one of them's like Watson's like, Sherlock, what can you see in this universe? And he's describing all the stars, and he says like the stars and the beautiful galaxies around us, and all the burning balls of gas a million miles away. And he's like, what else do you see? And he says, I can deduce that the plants over there have been ne'er trod on for 10 years, for they are growing in this certain way. And what about over there? And it goes on and on and on. And then he says, and what about you, Watson? What do you see? What do you deduce? And Watson says, I deduced that someone's nicked our tent, Sherlock. And it's the worst joke in the world. And I once told that to somebody at a wedding, and no word of a lie, they downed their drink and ran from me. They literally ran away. So there you go. That's why that joke is that's why that joke's in that song, I think.
They don't appreciate fine jokes.
No, that's an amazing joke. It's like an anti-joke.
That's the worst joke I think I've ever heard. Fellow D&D person here. Does Madeline play D&D as well? And when Joey's not DMing, what's your preferred class to play? Madeline does play
Do
very recently has joined a campaign that I'm running, and gets very stressed by it.
I spend most of our D&D games bawling my eyes out. If truth be told,
For good reasons.
for very good reasons, because Joey is the, I mean, he's just the best dungeon master you could ever possibly hope for, and the world building is insanely wonderful. And so Joey does his own homebrewed D&D, and basically plays in hard mode, which means that everything is out to kill you all the time. But he also encourages us to make these characters that have amazing backstories and that really, really care about what they're doing and where they're going. So it means that at every moment, everything. I mean, D&D has been a massive revelation to me because I never played it until about a year ago, and I think it's the future, guys. I think it's the most fun I've ever had in any kind of theatrical context whatsoever, and it's not even a theatre. So it's it's amazing when you play with Joey. I have played some campaigns with other people, and it's just not the same. So, Joey's the best.
Thanks, you're real nice.
And stop now. Cry more.
And when I play, I always try and play a race and a class that I've never played before. That's always the trick. I've played pretty much everything. So like I was trying to find the weird stuff. But never homebrew classes and races. They're all. I don't believe in them. It's not for me. I'm such a Puritan.
Oh yeah, it's a limited world, but the classes are all standard, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm playing a tiefling bard at the moment.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
From Lily Lena, as someone that suffered from depression and anxiety, Farewell Wanderlust really resonates with me. For you, do the songs have a specific meaning, or are they designed to be interpreted differently depending on the listener? I think we both know the answer to that one. They've sort of both, really, but we've tried to write stuff that means that you can interpret the things that you need to help you get through the day. So, and Farewell Wanderlust was a bit of a sleeper hit for us. We weren't expecting people to have such a response to it, if we're honest, and we absolutely love that that people have kind of responded and interpreted it in their way, and whatever helps. And it's the same with quite a lot of the songs. If someone says, "Oh, I just believe it to be about this," then you're right. That's all that matters. You're like whatever you think is right. Right, I'm trying to find the next question. This is the problem with the scrolling, is that I keep rereading this. Hi Joey and Madeline, I love the way you tell stories through your songs! Exclamation mark from Caroline. Thank you, Caroline. Very, very lovely. Have you ever thought about writing a musical? Because I'd love to see one created by you. I actually have written. I wrote a musical last year. It was
amazing.
It's pretty fucking terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. But there might be a little bit of it in the third album. I think that's where maybe there might be little Easter eggs in there. And it was quite a good title. It was a good title of a musical, but the music was bad.
The music was wonderful. I loved it, and I still loved it, and I think but I totally respect whatever Joey chooses to do.
Essentially, what would be nice one day is we're planning on kind of we'll get to album 5, and then we'll give a writer like someone other than us and we'll go, yeah, make a musical out of this, and they'll be fucked. They'll be like, wait, what are all the songs mean? And they'll be like, well, it's up to you, it's your interpretation. So that's the sort of idea. Eventually, is like the third album, which is we're all in both in the sort of planning stages and stuff like this, but we're seeing it as the third of the trilogy of this, so Love Run Horror, and then this third album, and that's the sort of idea. And so the third album will be the thing that ties everything up together. So that's the sort of music. From Nicole, Madeline.
What are your favourite bands and musical?
And musical inspirations.
My goodness.
You hate this question, don't you?
Well, so Joey is often annoyed at me because I often don't know many. And I often go, oh, what's that? What?
That's because Madeline lives in the 1920s.
I sort of live in a different century. I grew up with a lot of jazz, and basically everything from the sort of.
Can I tell them the
50s to
the story that when we met? Well, not when we met, but when we.
Sure. So Joey met me in 1953.
That's not the truth. Don't lie to them. Don't lie to them. We're spreading fake news. This is not what we need right now. So Madeline and I first heard Madeline sing. So Madeline is a fantastic, brilliant jazz singer, and of not not insignificant renown around Soho in London, and we were drinking one night in a absolute shithole that shall remain nameless, and Madeline, for want of a better word, was totally fucked. Like really full head on the table sort of drunk, and there was this lovely blues band, a jazz band playing. It was mostly blues actually that we were doing.
Yeah.
And she played with them a number of times, and they went, ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't know she's playing, but please welcome to the stage, Madeline Highland. And
I really didn't know.
And she didn't know that she was playing. And Madeline got up, and I thought this is going to be an absolute car crash of a performance. And she sang Fever, and it was astonishing. And it was the even blind drunk she pulled out of the bag, and that's the moment when I said, "Oh, that's the person that's been missing, and that's the person I want to make music with." And so you got off stage, and I said, "We should form a band." And then she ran away and vomited. So so I assume that was the thing. So that's so you get a lot of jazz from your background.
Yeah, that's my sort of It was jazz and print growing up, and then
Disney,
and I guess as much Disney as we get. Sondheim was another big guy, and then later kind of Kate Bush, David Bowie, and I'm still barely catching up with the 21st century. Yeah. Whereas Joey has all the others.
Joey does everyone else. I like. I'm not going to list the things that have influenced me because I love music and I listen to a lot of it. But in terms of the folk stuff, I love Laura Marling. The Oh Hellos are a huge influence. If you guys are looking for some more mad woodland folky types, go check out the Oh Hellos. They are just brilliant. But also that, and then I'll listen to Slipknot because
Slipknot.
I fucking love a bit of Slipknot. There is not a single workout session that Evanescence doesn't play in.
Oh my god.
And then it'll be that, and then I'll jump to the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack. We're both we're fans of, so we love that. It goes from everything, and I think that's what hopefully comes across as just kind of like trying to absorb as many different aspects of the musical spectrum in order to fully understand the kind of music that you want to create. Right, what do we have next? What kind of? Oh, that's a terrible question. What kind of vocal warm-ups do you do? Madeline slaughters a lamb before every gig. That's what she does. That's how she has to, like, you know, get her kicks on. We were just discussing this before we came on. I don't do vocal warm-ups, and Madeline, you sort of do a.
I do sirening. So basically, you say the word "sing" and then just sort of siren up and down on an NG. That will basically warm things up as much. You know, if you're in a hurry, that's the fastest way, I would say. And then just, you know, pretend to be a cat, pretend to be a wit, pretend to be anyway. You know, I'm gonna stop now. So probably.
Hey, so this is from Grace, the poet of Twiff, which is I think you met her in your last D&D game, the poet of Twiff.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, inevitably, the poet of Twiff will have tried and killed you. Hey, dear hearts, it's my face, lots of hearts. It's so great to have you here. Thank you, Grace, the poet of Twiff. I would just like to know, did you both know growing up that you wanted to be actors and musicians? Because I have to tell you both, you were made for it. Oh, thanks, Grace. Thank you for gifting us with endless talent. I'm not going to read out the compliments because I'll get sheepish and feel stupid. I sort of fell into acting, I guess, a little bit. I did a little bit of it at uni, and then got an agent, and then was like filming stuff at uni. Like I was doing like dissertations and like on the Eurostar. I was filming a period drama in Belgium. So like so my university professors and everything hated me so much. But then I got a job after that, and then just kept going. So, but like musically, I don't know. I never really made the decision to do this. But then that's because there was no decision to be made. It was just going to happen. I guess. I think it was slightly inevitable.
So I used to dance a lot when I was a teenager, and I think until the age of about 15, 16, I was really torn between contemporary dancing and acting, because I really loved what both of those mediums can do. And then I sort of found Shakespeare, and I went, oh my God, I have to do that forever. And then I moved to, and I'd sort of always, my both my parents play a lot of music, and I'd sort of grown up in a musical family. But when I got to London, I kind of went, oh my God, I really miss the music, and I just started singing around Soho in various little jazz bands, kind of just to feel like I was at home in a way. And then that just kicked off a bunch of musical stuff, and then I met Joey and kind of got a bunch of songs out from under the bed that wanted bringing to life. Joey helped. So for a good long while. But yeah, the kind of inevitable feeling,
the tug
of the theatre feeling like home always brought me back.
Yeah. Madeline, I have a question for you from Eleanor. Eleanor.
Oh yeah.
If our music was a cake, a tart, a pie, or dessert in general, what would it be? Eleanor, you win the award for the stupidest question ever. And I love it. And we're now stumped.
It's the best question.
Oh my gosh.
That is so good. And now I'm totally stumped. I think it would probably be like I mean, the thing is, right, I guess hopefully when we've always tried to release music where you don't really know what you're getting in it. So it's that weird auntie that's like, I baked you a pie, and you're like, what's in it? And they're like, yeah. Sure.
Like a pie.
Eat up. And so
Hope
it'll
you
be
like
like,
it.
yeah, some of it's beef, some of it's brambles. I don't know. Like, what's not to like?
I promise you it's pie adjacent.
Yes,
Maybe it's pie.
pie adjacent. That's what we are. We should put that as our genre on Spotify. Pie adjacent.
Right.
Thank you, Eleanor. We hopefully our circumlocutory answer answered your question. Question for each of you. Do you have a favorite? Oh, so this is from Abs. A question for each of you. Do you have a favorite Tad lyric? Tad means the amazing. So we've actually. So we were trying to work out. So Madeline was like, "I'm getting a tattoo."
Oh, yay.
And we don't know. And we were like, would it be really wanky to get one of your own lyrics printed on your body? No, we don't know. I'm a big fan of like album 1. Sweet Nothings is Scream Not Spoken as it was.
Oh, yes.
I really
That's so good.
Album 2. Fuck, I don't know. We're all pretty terrible, so I don't. It's a toughie. Should you want to have a little thing?
It's a toughie. Maybe I'll come back to that and try and answer that by the end of it.
Yeah. I think. I mean, we've probably got time for about three more questions.
Yeah, but that's something I'm definitely.
Sister Angie has said, who's got a very lovely little wolf as her thing. That's great work, Sister Angie. Has the fandom's response been overwhelming? And are you feeling all the love?
Yeah.
Are you feeling all the love?
So much love.
You feeling the love?
So much love.
Feeling the love? Yes, you're all mental and we love it. You're all completely balmy, and we weren't expecting. We don't have like 100 million, 1,000 million followers on Spotify or anything. We don't really care for any of that. We just love that if there's one or two or a handful of people out there who listen to the stuff that we've worked really hard to create, then getting through the day, then and just shaking off some of the shadows that kind of follow you about when the evening draws in, then that's all that really matters. And so it doesn't feel really overwhelming. It just feels like we're meeting our family, and so that's why we wanted to come on here and be in. Tumblr scares the shit out of me. I don't know what's going on in there.
I don't blame you.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
But we are feeling all the love, and we really, really, really appreciate it, and we love you.
Nice.
So all right, here we go. Do you have any? I'm just gonna. I'm trying to. This is a question for Joey from a fellow Geordie. Yaurit Maras. To those around the world, Geordie is the sort of area. It's the dialect from where I'm from in Newcastle. This question for Joey. Do you ever get back to the Northeast? And if not, do you miss it? Love you guys. Well, Madeline was also you spent a bit of time.
Originally in the very way back.
Yeah, but then you went via Manchester and New Zealand. Yeah. So I don't get back very often. And do I miss it? I had a bit of a hard time in Newcastle, if I'm completely honest. I had a pretty rotten time at school and stuff, so it's hard coming back sometimes because I still have those connotations. I can even hear myself getting old, even. But I when I'm back, I try and sort of shake it off and see bits of the city that I've never seen before. So I do love it. It's a fantastic, beautiful city. It's just it's a bit of a shame that I had a bit of a hard time of it when poor little 13-year-old Joey didn't have the best time, and so I've got to kind of separate that from me now. I've just seen a Simpsons episode.
I think you have to answer that one.
What's that one?
I was trying to.
So that's what she said. Hello, what's your favourite The Simpsons episode, and why is it the Hank Scorpio one? You are so close. You're so close. Hank Scorpio was my second favorite. I'm actually on a fun run. I didn't even give you my code. I actually think. I mean, this might be a bit controversial. I think the Australia episode's my favorite. I just love that episode. But then Hank Scorpio is my homeboy. I kind of want him to be my dad. But then he doesn't. I think we've got to really. Oh, I've picked on a few Firefly references. This is like the last question. I mean, the last question's got to be tough. Right, we're gonna wait. Were there any songs you had particular difficulty writing? Yes. I was wondering, was it really that cold in recording, mixing, whatever studio you had to wear your coats? Yes. If you could have a song of yours in a famous film, franchise, Bond, MCU, DCU, so what would you pick? That Montadamo. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions for someone who wants to get into music? Yeah, just do it. Just try not to talk about it and get on with it. Sorry if this has been asked for. Do you plan on releasing chords? No. Have you? Have you all ever had a song idea just jump out of you? Yes. Yeah. But does Madeline play D&D? We had that one. Have you tried Palinka? Yes, it's awful. So you're both Shakespeare. Do you think that's impacted your lyrics? Probably not. Yeah. Loads for you, probably not for me. And gotta get the final question here. Something that's inspired. Was there a reference? Oh, shit, holophonies and apologies, this has already been asked. Oh, I'm so sorry. This must be so boring for you because we are. Is that from my friend Adri? This is like who is better at questions than I am. Ooh. Well, Rebecca, have faith. You can ask questions too. We believe in you. But also to you and your friend Adri, is there any folklore, mythology, or other classic stories that inspired you of writing The Horror in the Wild? Yes, ours.
Yeah. We believers in creating your own mythology.
We create our own myth and our own folklore.
Power move.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah, fuck you, Adri. Sorry.
Snake.
We love you very much, Adri, and also Rebecca, vicariously. We are going to go and drink so much gin now.
Please remember to drink water.
Yeah, drink water.
Yeah, we'll consider it.
No.
I really want to say we both want to say a huge thank you.
Thank you so much.
Not only to everyone who asked questions, but also to Sonny and Jackie and everybody who have helped us set up this. This is so nice to chat to you two and to everyone. And we've never really done one of these before.
I mean, we never.
It was incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, us too.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we love you very much, and thank you for all of your support and
thank you for all of the questions that we didn't answer.
Yeah, we'll
there's a lot.
There's a lot, yeah.
So we'll come back soon. But sending you all of our love.
And hope you're all staying sane and keeping going.
Keep talking to each other
through the crazy time.
Yeah. And,
oh yeah, we're a big happy family here.
Yeah.
Stay well.
Alrighty, we love you very much. We're gonna go and get drunk and pass.
Love you too.
Please drink water.
Yeah, drink water. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.